C'est parti?
Et c'est parti.
Voilà. Jackie Graham, alors, ici en Europe, plus précisément en Suisse, on a eu le grand tube, c'était Set Me Free. Et depuis ce tube-là, plus rien. Alors, est-ce que ça veut dire qu'elle s'est complètement arrêtée ou est-ce que ça veut dire que la promo est très mal faite puisqu'on n'a même pas le single, on n'a même pas le clip? Il faut passer par l'Angleterre.
Jackie, since Set Me Free, there has been nothing in Switzerland. Does that mean that promotion was badly done, not done, or any other reason?
Yeah, I think that because I mean, Set Me Free was the first one, so I had at home and in Europe I've had a lot more hits since then. I think all total is there's about 6 or 7 altogether. 3 of them have been top 10s at home, and the rest were top 20s. So you should ask the record company about that. Really, because for the life of me, I don't know why. And you know, I've been here before, and everybody knows the songs, so I don't know how come it didn't, you know, wasn't more popular than it was. Well, I mean, I don't know what happened. So really, I have to, you know, you'd have to see the record company about it. But it's a long story with our record company, I have to say, because at the end of the day, maybe I shouldn't say too much about it, but you know, I don't really feel we have the support from the record company. So there's a lot of things need shaking up and sorting out. So it's a shame, but well, on the shows that everybody seems to know them anyway.
Traduction.
Alors, il faudrait que vous vous en référiez à la compagnie de disques. Elle a senti qu'il n'y avait pas le support nécessaire pour la compagnie de disques, de la compagnie de disques. C'est des choses, disons, on devrait peut-être pas trop dire, mais enfin, là, elle recommence à neuf sur un autre système. Je ne sais pas si elle est avec. Are you still with the same record company?
Well, not now.
Non, elle est plus
At
avec
the
la
beginning
même
of this
compagnie,
year.
donc, hein.
At the beginning of
Alors,
this
au
year.
début de l'année, elle a changé de compagnie de disques. Alors, on espère que les choses iront mieux.
Ben, ça veut dire que les 2 singles, on va voir un des 2, From Now On ou Better Part of Me, vont être distribués. Ça veut dire puisqu'on va voir le clip tout à l'heure, j'aimerais pouvoir expliquer aux téléspectateurs qui vont trouver le disque, puisqu'ils ont aimé Set Me Free. Il n'y a pas de raison qu'ils ne marchent pas dans les nouveaux, mais il faut qu'ils puissent le trouver. Hein.
So, your 2 new ones.
Mm-hmm.
On which records will they be edited?
Well,
Which record company?
this actually is
Because
still
they're going to see it on TV, right? They'd
Yeah.
like to know where to buy it.
Well, this is still with EMI.
C'est encore avec EMI. Alors,
Yeah.
hein.
It's still an EMI album, because the latest album because I'm working on a new one now, for as my next project. But this, which is the previous, you know, album, it's out and it's with EMI.
Ça, c'est déjà sorti sur EMI. Alors, hein. Les prochains, elle est en train de faire un nouveau disque en ce moment. Elle a déjà été elle revient des États-Unis d'ailleurs. Did you record them or not? The new ones, have they been recorded?
The new stuff of the new
stuff?
album.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're in a process of
Elle travaille
recording
dessus
it now.
en ce moment, hein.
So there's still a couple more tracks.
Alors, à ce moment-là, ça sera une autre étiquette.
Ça veut dire que là, on a carrément l'exclusivité, on sera les seuls à le passer,
Ceci,
ça c'est sûr.
encore sur EMI, hein? Ça, c'est
Oui.
encore les anciens, mais vous êtes les seuls à y passer. Hein?
C'est formidable. Jackie, puisqu'on vous connaît très mal, hein, puisqu'on a eu l'occasion d'avoir qu'un seul single, j'aimerais bien savoir le cheminement que vous avez suivi pour arriver jusque-là. Elle est anglaise. J'aimerais savoir comment tout ça a commencé. Elle chantait dans les clubs, dans les boîtes, et puis elle a fait un disque.
Well, Jackie, as people don't know you so well here, could you tell the people how you got up to what you're doing now?
S'expliquer un petit peu.
How it started? From where did you start?
All right.
You started in clubs? Do you start on a record? Did it just happen like that?
Well, how long have we got? I gotta try and keep this short, huh?
The tape.
No, well, I mean, I've been basically singing for about 14, 15 years. But as a professional artist, it's been since '84, so we're talking about maybe 6 years now, 6 or 7 years that I've been a pro singer. Before that, I left school, and I come from Birmingham in England. There was an ad in our local evening paper saying soul singer wanted. You know, some boys are trying to get a band together. I went for the audition. I got the job. and basically they were the. I didn't have the drive maybe to get a recording deal and stuff. I mean, I just wanted to sing. So the boys were the ones that put all the energy into getting a recording deal and everything else. So I was with the band for a long time. Plus I was working during the day by this time, because as I left school, I used to work in the office during the day. Sometimes they used to pick me up from work, or I'd get home and be picked up, do a gig, sometimes roll in at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, be up again for 7 to get to work, put my head down at lunchtime. And, my bosses were great. Did that for years and years and years. But my turning point came when I had a little girl. She's 8 years old now, so it's got to be about 8 years. And I thought, well, I'm going to now concentrate on being a professional singer, whether it be just jingles or backing vocals or so. I thought I'd do that. At least I can cart her with me, take her to the studio and stuff. And that's really what happened. I had a call to do a session for a jazz funk band. They were an instrumental band, and they'd written this song that needed vocals. Chose me. I went and did it, and they liked what I'd done. Called me a couple of 3 weeks later, because they were dealing with some people in London trying to get a production deal and recording and everything else. That was then the turning point, because they asked me to do a guest spot in their show. So I did do, and I got more showcase gigs in London with the boys. Hence my old management, and this is where the David Grant came into it when I did the duet. He was maybe some people might know me for doing the duet with David. Did the gigs. It became apparent that they liked me more so than the boys. They thought I had a lot more to offer. I eventually got a recording deal. He signed me as a management and a production thing. Got a recording deal with EMI, so that's going back to '84. And I had a lot of, I recorded my first album. No, it was before the first album. I had some hits, but they were only hits in the soul charts. I didn't really cross over to the national charts until I did the duet, which was Could It Be with David, because he was also managed by the same person. And basically then my next solo single then was Round and Around, which was a top 10 hit for me. And that's where it sort of went, sort of escalated for me. How is that? Is that brief enough? I mean, it could have gone on forever. But that's really what happened.
Oui, là, il va falloir
Yeah, it took a long
des
time.
sous-titres là, hein, parce que c'est long là.
Oui, non, mais en
Là, je me
résumé,
souviens.
je peux traduire après.
Oui.
J'écouterai la bande.
D'accord. Alors, avant de terminer avec le clip, j'aimerais savoir comment elle se positionne par rapport à la musique qui est en ce moment en Angleterre et partout en Europe. C'est la house music, c'est les grands groupes, c'est le technotronic, tout ce qui passe dans les numéros 1, alors que sa musique ne ressemble pas vraiment à ça. Je sais qu'elle n'est pas contre du tout, mais comment elle se positionne par rapport à ça? Parce que c'est un peu différent, je veux dire.
Now, what would be your situation or your position, let's say, compared with all that's coming out now on the charts, Tektronix, house music, and all that kind of stuff? Where would you situate yourself?
Well, I've always considered myself basically to be across the board, to appeal to everybody and all age groups. Majority of what I've done, obviously, what people know me for is the dance things, the clubs side of things. I mean, I've had the opportunity to work with the Mantronix, who's very, very club orientated and rap and electronic and so on. So I'd like to try, which is what we're doing. As I said, I want to appeal to everybody. And I would like to think that I'm going to be around for a long time and to give quality. So it's nice to think that you can go with the times, but still bring out. I'd like to think they're going to be classics or things, because like house music or whatever is in at this moment in time will maybe last for a few years, and then they move on to something else. There'll be another thing that's happening for that period in time. But what I do, and things like Set Me Free, it's pop based. I mean, I am soul orientated anyway. I was brought up with soul, so I'd like to think that it's across the board. There's pop in it as well. But like Set Me Free now, I can still do that, and people think of it as a breath of fresh air. I mean, it doesn't date. That's really what I'm trying to say. Hopefully, it doesn't date. So I'd like to think I can do things that won't date, that you can listen to in a few years' time and think, oh, that was a great track, or it means something to somebody else. That's really what I'm trying to say. But I'll also have the element of doing what's now, and have things as well on the album that, you know, will longevity is what I'm saying, will last a long time. Does that make sense?
Makes
Well,
lots of
I like
sense. Makes lots
I'm
of sense.
trying, yeah.
You'll have it as old as Alice Fitzgerald. Huh?
Well,
L'écouter
Well.
aussi en anglais, on va pas y arriver là.
Il faudra que tu fasses des sous-titres parce que là, c'est tellement long. Bon, pour résumer un peu,
oui,
elle,
quand
se,
même, en
elle-
grande
elle se place quand même dans le soul, mais elle aimerait avoir une audience beaucoup plus large, un spectre beaucoup plus large de gens qui aiment sa musique, et par-dessus tout, elle aimerait faire de la musique de qualité, de la musique durable. Qui, si on ressort ces disques dans 6 ans, dans 7 ans, que ça veuille dire quelque chose, que ça veuille rappeler quelque chose, que ce soit pas...
Ça correspond à quelque chose.
que ça corresponde à quelque chose. Le house music, oui, mais combien de temps ça va durer?
D'accord.
On en
house
sait
music
rien.
with some quality, I think.
Oh,
That's what I'd like
that's
to
nice.
think.
Say that again. Say that again.
House music with some quality, you know. I mean, I wouldn't even mind like to try, you know, trying some rap and things like that, but to do it in, you know, in my sort of way, quality rap, you know, tasteful. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, rap that's out now and house isn't tasteful, but with my own sort of brand, I think.
Voilà.
Bon, Jackie, on termine, on se quitte avec le clip From Now On. Alors, je sais que ça se passe dans la rue, ça danse dans la rue, ça s'est tourné à Londres. Alors, j'aimerais qu'elle me parle un peu du tournage, puisqu'on va voir le clip tout de suite.
Okay, Jackie, we're going to end this interview with the clip From Now On.
Mm-hmm.
It was done in London,
That's right, yeah.
in public, in the streets. Could you talk about it a bit before we...
All right.
Sure.
Well, I think you're going to see, as he said, the From Now On video. It was filmed in London, in I think just beyond Ladbroke Grove or whatever it is. It looks very sort of American. You know, you have the basketball basketball parks, and there's like, you know, your skateboarding thing. Interesting, because we had dances on this one. We wanted a dance field, but it's lively. What can I say? It's lively. As I said, done in London, trying to get the American feel. Dance thing. Record was written and produced by a gentleman named Dave Gamson, who was a member of Scritti Politti. It was nice working with him. I really like the song, I have to say. You can get up and get down. From now on, I'll be strong. Yeah, well, that's as much as you're going to get. Watch the video.
Pour le deuxième, maintenant. Alors maintenant, comme on a dit, The Power of Me, ça c'est un dessin animé. C'est un peu dans le look actuel de faire des clips avec des dessins animés. Ça rappelle un peu Roger Rabbit.
Okay, now...
Pas elle, hein, le clip. Ça rappelle Roger Rabbit.
oui, mais non, mais je sais pas. Hein?
Oh, what have I done now?
Okay, now
Pour terminer, là, c'est fini après.
this is the last thing we're doing. Huh?
Okay.
The other clip is done on a cartoon.
Oh, yes.
And,
that's interesting too.
Well, does it remind Roger Rabbit in any chance, or
Well-
without meaning anything?
Let me tell you how that came about. Because it was because it is a ballad, and the automatic thing is to have a real love scene and real sort of slushy and everything else, and because I wanted it to be across the board with the young ones, because the kids are going to see it, and it's nice to have a slushy video. I'm going to have one day. I'm working on that one. But somebody came up with the idea of having animation, and I says, really? Now that's interesting. Cool, we'll try it. So what you'll see is, I didn't see the animation at the time, obviously, because it's put on afterwards. But we had to. There was a blue background and all these cardboard cartoon figures, and I couldn't wear anything that's blue. Otherwise, the cartoon would reflect through me. For those of you who don't know, I've learned that myself, you see. And what they do is then do the animation afterwards. So when I saw this thing, maybe I shouldn't really tell you about it. It's got a little story to it and a little twist. So watch it and see, and I hope you like it.
Voilà,
c'est bon.
On fait un petit ID.
Very good.
Boy, red eyes and matchsticks.
All
and
you have to do now is just an ID for us. Our program is called Zap Hits.
zap hits.
So I'm going to ask you to say this in French.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Voilà.
Oh, okay.
Bonjour, Jackie Graham sur Zap Hits.
Sure.
Sur
Sur
Zap.
on.
Yeah.
Sur is on.
All right.
So you just say
Bonjour,
bonjour.
Jackie Graham sur Zap Hits.
Bonjour, Jackie
Or
Graham.
salut.
Ou salut, oui. oui.
Salut.
Salut,
It's
that's
more
hi.
like hi.
Oh yeah, that's more meaning.
More you.
It's salut, Jackie Graham sur
Zap Hits.
zap hits.
Okay,
No, you missed it.
so we're going to do it this time. 'cause
Oh.
I'm zooming in.
Oh, you was. Oh, please, not too close.
No, we're not.
Do you want those matchsticks?
Oh man, I should have wore some dark glasses, shouldn't I?
Okay, come on.
Okay. Salut, I'm Jackie Graham, sur zap hits. How was that?
Tu dis ça à tous les caméras.
Pas du tout, non, non, je trouve qu'elles sont assez étonnantes.
Pink Flamingo.